Hi, it's Barbie here, and a cup of tea with Born to RV. So thanks for joining. Starting to look for a new coach. We've had our 45-foot diesel pusher for 4 years. Before that, we had a 41-foot. And I never drove the first coach, but the second coach, I took a few driving classes and started driving a little bit. And each time, just nervous the entire time driving. I got pretty good at driving the highway, so from a rest area to a rest area, but never felt comfortable. I could park it, get in it, and follow directions to, back in and park. That was easy enough, but John was out spotting. He was a spotter for me. Okay on the highways, driving straight, these 15-foot wide highways. I would always say they're 15 feet and I'm only 8.5 feet wide, so plenty of space. But all these other roads, they'd get smaller, and still at maintenance times, they take away that 15 feet quickly, 12 feet down to, sometimes 10 feet. But never felt fine with the 45-foot. I know it sounds weird. I felt 13 feet high. That was fine. 8.5 feet wide. That was fine, but not 45 feet behind me. So, turns. This never felt comfortable. Never got to that place where I was like comfortable driving. I was always on. My stress level was up. My blood pressure was up. So, finally convinced John that I needed to get a coach, that we needed to get a coach that I could drive to, because I want to help. I want to help drive. And we never drive more than 350 miles in a day. And we usually don't do that because there's places we want to stop along the way. And but 350 miles in one day is the most if we're really like, okay, we got to get over to this spot. So we'll take how many days it takes. And I want to help driving more. I want to do more. I want to drive our coach. So I need to get something that I'm comfortable with. Since this will be our third coach, we have a pretty good idea of what we like and what we don't like. And so we know we want it to be a Class A. Why a Class A? We like being up high. We like being up high. We love that big screen to look out and see the world. Why are you RVing? To see the world. So yeah, we're enjoying that a lot. The second part of a Class A is you can take the chairs, the driver's seat and the passenger seat, and turn them around, and instantly you've enlarged your living space. So somebody's headed over, just somebody pops by, bam, you have seating for 4 to 6 people easily. That's in just about every coach. Sofa. And the coach we have now has an L-shaped sofa. And I like it. I like it a lot. It has 2 seats on one side, one over here, and then this little perch in the corner. So if I'm reading a book or something, I'll sit, curled up in a ball in that little corner. So I've liked it right from the start. But we have, how you have a coach and you meet people that buy coaches with the same name. So we've got to know a lot of people that have the same coach or from the same maker. And they have the L-shaped sofa, and I would say it's about half and half. Half the people like it and half the people don't. John and I like it, and once he saw the theater seating, he did not. He's wanted to switch it out probably for the last 2 years. And so what they get are 2 recliners and end table, and then another recliner. And John's been really wanting to switch it out, but I can't see changing out a perfectly good sofa for another sofa. So anyways, we haven't switched it out yet. But if we're getting a new coach and he's finally said, okay, we can finally say goodbye to the last one, which it is a fabulous coach and it's wonderful and beautiful. I've always said it's like a New York apartment. 45 feet. Sure, it's big for a coach, but it's not big for a home. And it's just decked out to the hilt, with it's the They're just beautiful coaches. So he wants his theater seating, no problem. He wants the automatic. Yeah, he wants the automatic theater seating. So that's not a problem. That's on our list. If it doesn't have theater seating, it's not going to be our coach. That's non-negotiable. A king-size bed. A king-size bed. If we're living in this coach, we have to have a king-size bed. A full-size bed, a queen-size bed is fine. If you're staying somewhere for a week, a weekend, a week, that's fine. But we know us. And if one of us gets out of bed to use a restroom, the other one will wake up in a smaller bed. But a king-size bed, we sleep through the night. And sleep is paramount. Sleep is so important. Should not wake up unless you need to wake up. So that's non-negotiable. So we need plenty of storage in the bedroom. I don't need dresser tops to put knickknacks on. I don't need extra windows here and there. I just need storage. So that's what I need. I think by law you have to have a window in a bedroom, and the bedroom has to be close to an egress window or something. I don't know what all those things are. But yeah, I don't need any of that extra. I just need lots of storage. So that's a must. John's request is in-dash GPS. We have to have the dash GPS. We have it now, and it's always ready to go. You just put in your destination and bam, it's ready. It's not like, did we leave it in the coach or did we leave it in the Jeep? Did we do this? It's there. Now, do we back up our GPS with our phones or another GPS? We absolutely do. If we haven't been to a location, sometimes another different GPS gives a different perspective on it. So we do that, but we do like an in-dash GPS. So we need to have the auto leveling jacks. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, I think that just kind of explains itself. We used them even when we needed to have our tire changed on the side of the road. We were able to jack up the whole RV, and the service help was able to change that tire out, and we were on the road within 90 minutes from the time the blowout took. So that was terrific. So we auto level jacks, auto gen start. We do a lot of boondocking, and we don't want to be out on a hike and find that come back to dead batteries. So we rely on the auto gen start quite a bit. You know what? I think the first year we were RVing, we never even used the auto gen start. And we did a rally that did not have any electricity, and that's where we learned how to do it. So yeah, and now we use the heck out of it. Now, in the first coach and the second coach both had the solid surface countertops, and I think by the sink area it just has to be. I'm just afraid of having anything else that it'll swell if it gets wet, and I make a mess in the kitchen, so there's usually liquids flying around all over the place. So yeah, I want the solid surface countertops by the sink area. This one's John's. He wants the water and ice in the fridge. So we've had both. We've had the RV fridges, and we've had the coach we have now has a residential fridge. And I think this is his way of getting a residential fridge. I cannot remember one time he's used the water or ice out of the door, but that's on his list. So this is a deal breaker. If we don't find that, it's not the right coach. So on this coach, it has 2 baths. So if John's well, if John's in the John, I can still go to the back bath and take a shower. So on our first coach, we had a water closet, the commode and sink, and then outside that we had the shower. And that worked out great because, once again, if John's in the John, I can still shower and get ready for the day and everything. So I know that's a requirement. I don't want the shower in the same room with the commode and sink. If there has to be carpet on a slide out or something, the coach we have now, the only carpet on it is on one of the slide outs. So yeah, not all the coaches make slide outs with no carpet. So if that's the way it is, then the minimalist carpet in an RV. So we don't want the main floors or anything else. We don't want any of the floors to be carpet, but if they have to put some on a slide out, then we'll be able to live with that. So we've had a coach with the blinds, and we've had a coach with the shades that you roll, and we like the shades a lot better. They're just easier to clean, so they have to have the roller shades. Going outside the coach, frameless windows, just easy. When you're washing it, you don't have to maintain anything around the windows. So yeah, frameless windows. Continuing on with outside, external television. We only watch it during games, football games mostly, but if the Red Sox are playing, we'll put that on too. Probably in the 4 years we've had this last coach, we've had it on maybe 24 times, but it's nice to have when you want to use it, so that's good. All right, so an outdoor TV, it's a must. It's a deal breaker for those 1 or 2 times a year that you want to go ahead and use it. The final item we have on our deal breaker list, has to have, or we're not getting the coach, is some sort of pass-through storage underneath. Doesn't have to be a lot. Doesn't have to be as much as this coach has, but I've got a lot of fishing equipment, and John has a ladder. So yeah, we need some. Just some will do us well. It doesn't have to be, this one is too, that's too full. We've got the big drawer that comes out, the whole thing. But yeah, we just have to have some pass-through storage so we can put longer items underneath. And okay, so that's everything we have to have, or it's not our coach while we're looking. And we feel good going into this next buy because we have enough experience. We have a lot of experience on what we like. And John liked big, and I did not like that big. I never felt safe driving it. So the fact we're getting smaller, then every inch inside has to count. It has to be comfortable for both of us. Now, this is our list of nice to haves. Not a deal breaker. If they don't have it, we could still get the coach, but just keeping our eyes open. If everything else is the same between 2 coaches, but one has it would be nice to have list, then I imagine we'll sway more in that direction. Right, in the kitchen, we like a double bowled sink. So we like it stainless steel, and we like it to have, but it's not a deal breaker. We could always bring in a tub and put that on one side of it. So that's not a deal breaker at all. Just if they have it, we're just aware that that's what we like. We've never had this, but I think it would be really good when your passenger and driver seats are turned around and they have that little table that goes up between them. I think that would be really good. We eat out a lot, but I always joke that if we had one of those little tables, we could have cheese and wine there and then have dinner at the dinner table. But and talking about tables, the dining table, if we could find a table that doesn't have a leg out, like sometimes at the end of the table they have one leg out in the middle. So something that doesn't have a leg to it, because we know moving swiftly throughout the coach, you just bang into stuff, and putting something where your feet are going in and out of it would just be cumbersome. So if we can find a table that doesn't have a leg, just one. I know it sounds like it floats, but no, they've got them where they attach to the wall and stuff. That's the coach we have now. It doesn't have any legs, and it seems like a little thing, but we really appreciate. Sometimes you're moving quickly, and you don't even notice, but bam, you bang into something. And so yeah, we would like a legless table. One more item on the nice to have list is a glass shower door. Just easier for me to clean. I just like cleaning glass more than plastic doors. So yeah, it's not a deal breaker if they don't have it, that's fine. But I just know having a glass door is just easier for me to keep clean. On the 2 coaches we've owned, they both had the antenna that you have to twirl a handle to raise up and lower. And even though we have a remove before flight tag hanging from the handle, that we forgot about it twice. And both times it was the people in the area that would wave us and let us know. So we did not ruin our antenna, but there's always that chance you leave it up as you drive away. Once we love rallies, and we went to a Big Sky rally in Montana, and it was right before an Alaska trip, but we had to get our Alaska trip. It was more of an impromptu, us joining that rally. We had some friends that were going up there, and it was like, well, let's just delay the Alaska trip for a few days and go up there. So we were leaving the rally a day early, and as we were driving out, people were waving at us, and that's your neighbors and stuff. And then people are running and waving, and we're like, wow, this is a big send-off. What a nice send-off. And then finally one guy comes right up and he screams, "Antenna!" And that was so nice. Like 5 people are running out before we started headed down the mountain. And so no, they weren't saying goodbye. They were helping us with our antenna. And so that was very nice of them. So I have to, maybe every coach out there makes the antenna that you don't have to raise and lower anymore, but that's not a deal breaker, but it's just something I'll be keeping my eyes on. All right, well, that's everything we have on our wish list. Nope, our deal breaker list and our wish list. So we've driven a lot of coaches, and it seems to be the hardest item on that list is the king size bed. So I started driving 37-foot RVs, but that seems a little too much for me. So this is about me being comfortable. So I like a 24-foot RV, but there's no way they can't even get a king size bed in there. So it looks like between 31 and 34, 33, yeah, 31 and 33 foot RV will work for me. And so John's like, okay, this one is, what makes you happy. The last one was he had heard about these luxury RVs and really, really wanted it. And a fireplace, 2 bathrooms. And so I was happy with the other, but yeah, if that's what he wanted, the king size bed seems to be the one item that is hard to find in this size, between a 31 foot and 33 foot, even a 30 foot. It's the king size bed. They just start dropping the king size bed off, and you've got a queen size bed. So I did get an offering that they would take out the nightstand and fit a queen size bed in on a few of the coaches we drove, but that's what they did to our Monaco. So we only had one nightstand in the Monaco, and we had a king size bed, but one of us didn't have a nightstand, and that somebody was me. It was on my side of the bed, and you have to have a nightstand. It's it doesn't matter if it's 4 inches by 4 inches. You need that little piece of real estate there beside the bed. So yeah, that's taking a nightstand out to put in a king size bed, not an option for us. So all right, well, I'll give you an update later. Bye-bye.